Hello, how are you? Thanks for joining us here just to continue on some of the tax tips to help make your life less taxing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about organizing and record keeping today, but first I wanted to introduce you to Sandy Bachman. He's a tax attorney, CPA, and a trainer for the IRS. And I've subscribed to and purchased his classes and taken his classes and read his books, and they're great. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend him and what he teaches. He's a very knowledgeable, of course. It's not dry or dull. It's great information, and it's certainly a well spent. Every dollar you put into it, the tax benefits that knowledge is power, and applied knowledge is even more powerful. It's certainly worth the investment, so I highly recommend any of his classes, any of his books, any of his online tapes and seminars. They're certainly worth the investment. You'll get your money back many times over. But Sandy Bachman says that you put an extra $5,000 or more in your bank by owning and operating a legitimate home-based business. We've talked about this on other calls in the past, or other videos in the past, but the tax advantages alone could put thousands of dollars cash in your pocket. Could be one of the best financial moves you have ever made. In fact, if everyone in the U.S. who is employed full-time began a home-based business using the strategies that he suggests, each household could easily save between $2,000 and $10,000 a year in taxes. The bottom line is that with proper planning, you can deduct most of your vacations if you combine them with some business, and therefore you can make your life a lot less taxing, and many other things that you can do, and we'll be shooting more videos on this as well. But let's talk a little bit about record keeping, and one of the best suggestions or best audit protections techniques is all small businesses should have separate credit cards that are used solely for business. And the importance of this cannot be overstated. Separate cards will result in keeping better records for business expenses, and in addition, you'll be able to deduct any interest that you've incurred on those business cards. Normally, interest on credit cards is not deductible for personal credit cards. So if you're going to owe interest on credit cards, always make sure that it's the cards that you use for business. You'll be able to deduct all the interest on those cards. I mean, how much is that tip worth? However, interest incurred on credit cards used personally are not deductible. Of course, always check with your tax advisor, CPA, and make sure that it's custom tailored for your own personal situation. Another benefit of using a separate credit card solely for business is that you can deduct all the annual fees on that card. So if you pay $60 a year for an American Express, you may deduct the full $60 as a business expense. The next question is, which credit card do I use? Well, American Express is one of the best. They do have a high annual fee, but it also gives you many other benefits that other cards don't give you. First and foremost, they give you copies of your charge slip, not just the monthly statements, and this can be very beneficial for you if you're audited. Secondly, they will give you frequent flyer points that can be used on many airlines. These points are carried over forever, unlike other programs that may expire. The frequent flyer points carry on forever. The key here is that you must request American Express to be placed in their frequent flyer program. They won't tell you about it if you don't ask them. So I hope that you found this beneficial to make your life less taxing. We will be talking about other record keeping tips and ideas, and appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, everybody.